Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our very first TDT team call. We're very excited. April and I are here. April, do you want to say hi?
Hello. Hi, TDT Empire.
And if you don't know, a quick synopsis again, our TDT name, does everyone remember what it stands for? Anyone? Don't all talk at once? Okay, together. Diamonds Thrive. That's the name of our team. We really like that name. It really is going to help motivate, hopefully, everyone to come along for the journey. So tonight, we've got a couple of things we're going to talk about just to kind of get you guys all on track, really hopefully all on pace with the same way of how we want to move forward, which is straight up to the top. We don't want to leave anyone behind. We know you all have potential. That's why you're here on this call with us tonight. We're going to talk about a couple quick things. It won't be super long, I promise. But we do want you to know we're respectful of your time, but there are a couple things we want to hit because it's important. I know that I've spoken with some of my coaches. April, you've spoken with some of yours as well. And it's like people get some parts of the puzzle, and sometimes there's some light bulb moments like aha, and other people kind of aren't getting it all. And we want to just make sure that everyone's on the same page to know that, you know, we're not going to leave you behind, but we want you to know how to hit all the right things at the right moment in time. So quick synopsis, we are definitely going to talk about three main things. Organization. Organization is key. I just noticed things flow a lot better when we have that. We're going to talk about some things having to do with organization. Then we're going to talk about the Coach Online Office. It's a very intimidating place because it's a lot of information, a huge wealth of information, but we don't want you guys to get lost in that process as well. And then we're going to talk about inviting. So those three things, we really want to hit the nails on the head with those three. So I guess I will start first with organization. The reason why we really want to talk about organization, again, like I mentioned to you, is things just flow better when you know what's going on. One thing that's super important, if you don't have one already, I highly, highly suggest you get a calendar. And it's got to be a calendar that's going to be bigger than, like, you know, a sticky note. It's got to be a calendar with some space. I know there's a Beachbody Coach. I'll get that at the link for you guys. She actually created this really awesome calendar. It's for a year. And I'm going to just quickly show you mine because it was like a $10 investment. And it's got more than enough space. You don't have to worry about the ones like they sell at Walmart or Target that don't have as much information or as much spaces for what we need for. Now, ignore it because it is a little messy, but it works for me. And it's a little section that I just got from Target, the actual hard case. If you guys can see it, I have just some like extra little notes and stuff. One of the things I have over here is for our military coaches, enrollment forms in that process. We also have on my very main page the Power of 3 worksheet. April's going to talk more about that. That's her favorite thing to use. And then also it starts with a little quote here where it basically just says, work hard, and success will follow you. One thing, you know what we should talk about too, April, PD, professional development, but we'll save that for another call another time. But one thing I love about it, it has a lot of space for like your coaching list, and I can shoot this to you guys if you want more information, but you've got to have a section where you can talk about your business, your fitness goals, your social media, and anything else that's important to you, a space for tracking how you network with people, and how you follow up with everyone as far as the inviting, forming process. So quickly, that is my little calendar that I use for my business. Another one that I use is the whiteboard. I don't want to overwhelm you and intimidate you guys. I just want to kind of give you a quick little blip of it. You can kind of see in the headings that are broken into it is having to do with Success Club, rank goals, 10 in play, and the other one is like your maybes of people. So when you just think about organization in general, it really is a huge part of this puzzle. If you want some additional insight on that, we can also talk offline or chat, but I really want you guys to start thinking and have your takeaway from this moment of knowing that you've got to get organized. You've got to get a system and you've got to stick with it. And you'll quickly know very soon, right, April? Am I right? If it's not working, you'll quickly see, okay, this isn't working, and you can play around with it. It's all very fluid when it comes to it, but you just really need to nail down your organization. When you also talk about the calendar, having it all organized, timekeeping is super important in this business. April can definitely testify. We're on chat all day long and all night too. There are times where I tell April, go to bed, April. Go to bed, April. April, I saw you were up until 3 o'clock, April. You're up. I said, how did you know? Because Facebook told me, April, go to bed. So you've got to be consistent, but also not so consistent that you're losing track of your time. And it's super easy in this so because the power of social media, how we have our text, how we have the phone ability, email as well, all those capabilities that we're always plugged in. Your family's important too. Remember that. A lot of us have day jobs. That's important too. That's how we keep the lights on. So just knowing that you have some ability to track your time, however it is, just pick a way and work with it. Now I'm going to throw it to April because she's going to talk about the power of 3. That's her favorite little thing to use. And April, take it away.
All right. So, and one thing before I go into the power of 3, everybody, the one thing I want to say is to make sure you don't, because it's very easy for us to be stressed when it comes to organization, especially when we have so many things going on in our lives. Every day is always something, and then something unexpected pops up. And I like what Sharyn said, because she mentioned that you'll know quickly. You'll know if it doesn't work. So, and if it doesn't work, again, I'm just repeating what she said, because we want you to not stress about it. You just move on to something else that may work. And then if that doesn't work, guess what? You try it again. It's all part of us, and in working this. Okay. So let's go into the power of 3. And you all can make sure Sharyn and I are going to make sure that we're posting in our TDT Empire, the group on Facebook. There's a file section for files. I actually posted, it's in an Excel spreadsheet. I posted the power of 3 template. It's a power of 3 tracking template. So we already put that in there for you guys. We suggest that you download it. Sharyn has hers printed out. I actually have mine saved on the desktop. And so I type in the week that I'm working on. And so you all see in the file exactly do they mean by the power. And this is what keeps going to make sure that I'm hitting everything that I need to be hitting in terms of reaching out to people and working on getting Success Club, working on getting people into the challenge groups. And so when you see the power of 3, you'll see it's basically not inviting, but adding 3 new Facebook friends, adding 3 people to the business opportunity, following up with 3 people. Everything is 3, 3, 3. And then at the bottom, it has it on there as far as for you to check off if you're doing your vital behaviors, which we'll probably cover in another team call. If you're doing your vital behaviors, if you're doing your Shakeology, and if you're treating this like a business. And so when I look, when I look at that power of 3 tracking, no, it's fine. When I look at the power of 3 tracking, I'm looking at those things. I'm like, okay, some days I might not hit 3. Some days I hit more than 3, and I'll, add 5 new Facebook friends. So you have that there because it's like a tracking tool. And that's why I love it, because it really helps me with organization. Sharyn has her book here, calendar, and everything. We all have our files for you all. So make sure that you take a look at really going to keep you on track. And it's a matter of doing it at your different times. What's that?
I'm saying hi to one of my coaches. I'm saying hi to one of my coaches. Never mind, sorry. Sorry. One of my coaches, I'm saying hi. I'm listening now. Go to listening.
Okay.
Go ahead,
so
sorry.
And then on a side note, everybody, if we started a little later, it's just because Sharyn and I are still trying to get used to the whole Google Hangouts. She and I we have not used it. Our first one was when we did the Create Your Opportunity. So, just thank you for your patience with us. Like the Google Hangouts, but we're so just bear with us. And plus, we forgot to mention, but the call is being recorded so that you all back into the link and go back into those things. And we suggest that you do that as well. Again, utilizing the resource you all as far as this team call, and we want to do the team call. I have collaborated, so we'll be doing more team calls because we're really here to support you guys and helping you. What do we say, Sharyn, as far as this main particular theme for this call is to get on track, right?
Get on track.
Right. Yeah, it's very, very important for us to get on track. And the good news is that we don't have to do it alone.
No, you're not in this alone. You're not.
Yes. And that's why we have the TDT Empire. That's why we have it created. We want to help you all be successful. We're all successful when we help each other out.
Yes.
So when Sharyn and I were talking about what 3 topics we're going to talk about in tonight's call, the organization, that was the first thing that came up because that's really the key piece in all of this, especially with this being a business opportunity. No matter what you guys are doing, as far as if you're already having your full-time job and you're doing this on the side, some of you have more than one job, some of you have a full-time job plus another side thing in addition to Beachbody. So whatever it is, it's just very important that you stay on track with your organization, and it's always a work in progress. That's the key thing to keep in mind as well. Okay.
True.
Yes. So let's move on to Coach Online Office. Yeah, this is our second piece.
This piece I know a lot of people get intimidated about. We just want you to know, and even myself, and I said it to April from day one. I said, April, said, don't go in there and go snooping around. Like, just stick to one thing at a time because it's way too much information. You'll get in there and you'll like run away screaming like, this is crazy. Like, what did she put me into? Like, it can be overwhelming. I totally get it. I'll be honest. I haven't went through the entire thing because it's really a lot. I know what I need to know. And if I want more resources or more information, I have plenty of time. I can go in there and do that. But the one thing I want to touch on is our upline created a really great resource for us where it's like a 30-minute phone call. I've posted it a couple of times. We can post it again in our new team page where she walks you through the entire online office, and she kind of gives you, like, I have it right here on my phone. So can you guys see? You can kind of recognize the blue screen. And she walks you through all of the tabs. She walks you through, how you're supposed to read and understand, like with the coach breaking news, knowing what's important for you to focus on each time you go in, and to make it a habit, but not one where you feel that you're getting overwhelmed. We don't want you to be that way. So we're going to post that resource for you. And again, our upline created it, so you won't hear us. But honestly, why reinvent the wheel? She did a really great call about it. And it's something that you can take, literally, it's like a 27-minute call, but she walks you through every single section and kind of gets you into an aha moment where it's not as overwhelming, because she can say, and she'll say, no, that's not really important. Look at that when you need something to do. But, stay in certain sections and just, the saying, stay in your lane. Like, don't get overwhelmed by it. Just know the resources are there. And that is part of, yes, you're paying for it. There's professional development in there. There's all types of training videos in there. There's 1,000,001 frequently asked questions, the FAQ section, where you can get an answer on any and everything, on top of, the product guides, on top of how to talk to a customer. I mean, they have it broken down so basic to, how do I find new people? How do I talk to people? Well, what if the person says this? What do I say back to them? Like, they have so many reenactments in there that are actually really helpful, incredible information. But it is super important that you guys start getting abreast of being in that office. I love it because I check every Thursday. Oh, what am I getting paid today? That's my favorite thing. Oh, I love it. But it's a really great resource, and one that you guys definitely need to start getting on top of, so you kind of know what's going on. You got to stay in the loop, because we won't always be here, and we're here for you. But what if April's at a training, and what if I'm at the gym, and you have a really burning desire of a question that needs to get answered because the customer's back and forth with you? That FAQ section is your #1 section that's going to be able to answer questions for you when we're not available, or when each other of you guys aren't available either. So definitely get in that Coach Online office so you can know what's going on.
And online, everybody, when Sharyn and I were talking about, okay, what exactly do we want to hone in on in terms of the whole Coach Online office? So when we were talking to, and she's already mentioned this as far as telling me to not get overwhelmed, and I'll tell you all that person that when I see a lot of resources, I just kind of go everywhere. I kind
She
of go all over
she
the
was
place.
all in it. She was all in it, all up in it. And I was like, don't do it. Don't do
And
it.
I was like, "Ooh, Sharyn, where do I go for this?" But then they have this here and this, and there's, I mean, just when you go on, when you all log into the Coach Online Office and you go into your main homepage for the Coach Online Office, where it has your Coach ID number, then the middle it tells you as far as Success Club, then on the right side it says Breaking News. Okay, so even when you go into the Breaking News, there's so much information there, like the national. You can click on a new program coming out. What else? If like
promotions they've got for the month,
yep,
with prizes for the month.
Right. And
so
that,
many things in there.
yeah, and so that alone is great. It's great, you know, but then you may click on something else like I did. You know, I went into the coach training. Oh my gosh. Now they have like they have Emerald, they have Diamond, they have Getting Started.
Yeah.
Then, you know, there's videos. Not only do they have videos, but then they have PDF documents. Easy. The good news that you all can take your time.
Yes. Yes. Don't feel so that you have to get it all in. You really take it all in, but at a pace.
Yes. Yes. And figure out where you want to go. Want to get to the whole but on Facebook you can do everything else. You just take your time, you know, take it one step at a time. If it's just to look at the coach training, then look at that. If you haven't looked, because there's a lot of information, so it's okay if you didn't finish everything with the coach training, because there's a whole coach training, you know, with all the different steps in the processes that you can look at and go through. I didn't even finish it, you know, and I know there's other things that I haven't seen on there, but you know, you want to just really think about, okay, where do I want to go first? If it's to set up your websites, because really that's one of the first things you should do in your Coach Online Office is to get that website up and going, because we have the 3 websites, right, Sharyn? The Beachbody, the
Shakeology, and the Reset.
Shakeology and the Reset. Okay, so which is really simple. Take much time at all. So maybe you start there. And if you haven't created, you know, as far as working on your goals in terms of your profile page that's in there, there's a lot of stuff in there. And then the other thing too is that Sharyn and I are here. So if you all have questions about anything in it, you're trying to find a specific thing. We may not know it, but you know, at least we can, you know, get help if we need to and make sure we provide that for you. But we are there. So that's why we have the Facebook group page too, so that you can post up questions. If you have online training, right? We have we're a team. So if somebody knows the answer, make sure you guys post it up. Okay. In terms of that for the Coach Online Office. And then Sharyn already mentioned that she'll post up the link for the video. You guys can take a look at like a little tour, like she mentioned.
Yeah.
Repeat what Sharyn said. Make sure you all, even if it's just, you say 20 minutes a day, just to browse. All right. Okay, so let's move on, Sharyn, to
inviting. The one everyone seems to be intimidated about. I like to talk to people, and I just randomly do it just because it's just part of who I am. You've got to get comfortable with people. This is a business about relationships. It is not a business about selling. Do not sit here and talk and think that it's about selling and who can I commit to. No, it has nothing to do with that. It really has to do with building relationships and really just getting to know people. People tell you all the time in different ways, you know, what they need help with. And a lot of what they need help with has to do with, you know, their physical, whether they don't feel well or they're tired, or they could be depressed, or they could be stressed, or they could just be unhappy with the way they look if it's just that basic. But you really have got to get down to the root of when you do the inviting process of how you're going to be able to connect with people. The main reason of how you're going to be able to connect with people, it comes back to yourself and your why. What is it that brought you to this opportunity and to make you feel that you want to be a coach? regardless of the level of coaching or how long you've been around or what you do in your day job compared to Beachbody, it has nothing to do with that. But your why, just your plain basic, when you wake up in the morning and when you hit the ground running, what is it that makes you want to do this? Once you have that answer and you really have it nailed down, and don't say because I want more money. Don't say because I want to quit my job. Like, that doesn't really speak to you. It's got to be what kind of makes you tear up inside, or what makes you really put a smile on your face. Your why. And everyone's why is different, and that's okay. But when you get your why down, it just helps speak from your soul, and it just helps everything just flow better. If you're selling to people, they're going to smell it a mile away, and they're going to want no parts of it. But when you just very genuinely connect with people, the inviting process gets much easier, because you're really not inviting people. You're providing an asset to them that they need. It's a solution that they viably need. But you've got to get your own why down to know why you're doing it, as why you're going out to other people. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So the takeaway from that, we really want you guys all to work on, and it's part that might be a little uncomfortable for some of you, but it's super important. I want you to nail down your why. What is it that makes you want to do this business? And it can't be because I want more money. It can't be because I like working from home. It can't be because I want the discount. Those aren't whys. Those are good reasons, but those aren't your whys. So your homework assignment per se for this is whether you write it down, whether you chat it with us, whether you post it on our team page, however you want to just put yourself out there for accountability between us, you've got to come up with your why. And I understand if you want to just do it privately amongst us, it's fine too. But your takeaway that we really want you to nail down for the inviting process is to come up with your why you're doing it. Your takeaway, did we talk about April? The takeaway for the Coach Online office is, like April said, I'm going to post the link for you guys to go through your homework assignment again per se, go through and just get comfortable with that back office, because it really will be your best friend. And then your takeaway / homework assignment for the organization is to come up with some type of plan, whether it's the whiteboard like I have, or my little binder that I have, or April's Power of 3 that she carries around through her electronic means. You guys have got to start kind of wrapping your mind around the aspect of you being a business builder and owning your business.
And and just to kind of go off of, so Sharyn just gave you all the call to action for all 3 topics with the organization, Coach Online Office, and then also the invite. So I just want to kind of add on to the invite piece. The invite is very, very important. You all have the 7-day business quick start. I believe I put that in the Facebook TDT Empire as well. The invite, and just to kind of add on to what Sharyn was saying, you cannot invite until you have sat down, thought about your why, and established what your why is. I have posted and it's still there. If you look under the videos in the TDT Empire group we have on Facebook, you'll see my why. I just pretty much decided, you know what, I'm just going to make a video. I'm going to sit right here. I'm going to put in my why, and I just basically share what was on my heart, why I got into this. And honestly, after I recorded it and I did watch it, I was thinking, okay, now that I got my why, boom, now I feel more comfortable in terms of when I'm inviting folks to come in on this opportunity, whether it's as a coach, if it's as a customer, so that they can see why I even became a part of it, why I even got to becoming a coach with it. So you don't have to post a video. When Sharyn mentioned as far as a call to action for you all to do for your homework assignment, we want to see you post in our group. You can just, if you don't want to do a video, you can just write it down. You can even just write it here on the, your spiral notebook or on a piece of paper, take a picture of it and post it, in our group page. Okay, you can do that. You can type it up. And then, or just as a document and attach it in our group page, or you can just type it up and post it, and do it as a post in our Facebook group, so that you all we can pretty much hold each other accountable. And that's why I shared my video as far as my why. I shared that with you all so that you can see, hey, listen, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, it may change. If it's just you having I don't know, 4 sentences, then that's okay. We want you to just get started, think about it, and then you can make changes to it. That's the beauty of all of this. You have the flexibility to make any changes, adjustments to that. Yeah, you know, and with all 3 homework assignments as far as your call to action, with the organization, maybe you're going to start off Sharyn did as far as a binder.
That's
You
my
start with
binder.
the main
That's
thing
my
on the page as
girl.
far as, yeah, you
All right,
start
I
with
love
the yeah, and you start with on the for the Coach Online Office, you start with the breaking news. Then you decide, you know what, I'm going to change them now. I'm going to start to go and look a little bit into the coach training, and then your why, again, that can change. You know, the key is to get started so that you can get on track. Okay, that's very, very important. And again, we are here for you, to support you, to encourage you. And if you really want to thrive with this business, then it definitely starts with organization, Coach Online Office, and definitely invite. That's why you all see in the vital behaviors, it says invite, invite, invite. You have to do it. And you need to be doing it on a regular basis. Even though how many, doesn't matter. I tell Sharyn, I got some more no's, but
The no's
that's
get you
how it
closer
is.
to the yeses. That's what I say. Don't I say it every time?
Yes,
They get you closer to the yeses.
yes, and it happen. Everything is not going to just go easily. That's not. Continue to listen to each other. Team calls. We're actually sharing excited about. We're both excited. It is helping us. Okay. Any last as we wrap up, Sharyn?
I'm wide awake now after talking about Beachbody. I will tell you, I was like getting sleepy, but I really just want to thank you guys for the opportunity to really plug forward. We are here for you. We keep saying it because we mean it, and we really want you to know it does take a village. It's not a hard process. It is like a kind of a foot in front of the other kind of movement, and I promise you, you continually be consistent, and you will see things come through. Don't chase the money. Really look and just kind of turn your mindset into the opportunity and really just helping get other people to really come to what it is that they're asking you for. And they may not tell you right away. It's like an onion. You may have to peel some layers away, but eventually you'll get to what it is that they need, and hopefully we can provide it for them. So that's it for me. Good night. Thank you guys very much for coming out. Next week, same bat channel, same bat place, right, April?
Yes. Yes. And do we want to say what our next week, what the next team call is going to be on?
That's a surprise. We can't tell them yet.
Okay. Okay. So since Sharyn said that, please make sure you all stay up to date. The good news is, again, is that these calls are recorded. You all will have the links or stay in our Facebook group. So, you know, stay tuned because we have our next team call on a specific topic that we're going to be talking about. That's going to be very important. We'll put up the when we create the next event for our next team call. Remember, get organized, get into your Coach Online Office.
And invite.
Yes, invite. But before you invite, get your why in. You can't invite until you know
why.
Write your why. Share your why with us. All righty. Thanks, everybody, for being on the call. We look forward to seeing you next time. Until next time on Google Hangouts.
Peace.
Bye.